Oh my gosh, I guess I'm going to see if everybody's ready for the show.
Did old boy not buy the rim?
Hey, are y'all ready for the show? Or look at me. Camera's on. Y'all ready for the show? Come on. Oh, look at this! What? Oh, I don't know who that guy is. That's crazy.
Want some chicken?
Ian's still eating. Oh man, you got all kinds of nice stuff. All kinds of nice stuff.
Hi, Randy.
Woo! Hey, you got some new line too?
Yeah.
Nice. Look at that. Still no biscuits and gravy for breakfast, I see.
Nope, not for you.
Okay, all right. All right, okay, hope y'all ready for the show.
Maybe.
Maybe. How any different would that be from any other day? I'm gonna check out the fish. The fish are ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do the show. Let's go hit it. Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole. The place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology. Lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Kiss it. There you go. See, nice. Nice. Monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. The Cain Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary, Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill, and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon, Irish Pub. Enjoy the show.
Go back.
You're up.
Hey, Ed, go grab some big catfish hooks.
Yeah, get some
on that wall.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show.
The wonderful, beautiful weather we have in Richmond, Cain Pole Fishing Show.
It's not the greatest weather, is it?
You know, it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs out there.
Oh, good way to pull that in there. Nice
slick,
work.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
That was slick. Good job.
So, Kent,
Yep.
how was your weekend? And your last week?
You know, it was good. I did a lot of work at the house.
Yeah. Did you do
Got
any
some
fishing?
stuff done. No. Okay. No, I didn't do any fishing. All right. I did go catfishing, but I didn't catch anything, and you all caught a bunch because I was on the wrong side of the lake.
Dang, I should. Yeah, that'll
Right?
work. Yeah.
That's fine. So I was on the wrong side of the lake, but
I should send Randy them pictures real quick.
that's okay.
Okay. Well, we
So,
went catfishing.
Hey, well, yeah, we did, and it was fun. Went out to 7 Lakes, hung out for a little while, took
Yeah.
a break. Right? It was fun to get out there. So thanks to Trenton. All right.
Big Trenton
Yeah.
cones.
So that was great. Hey, check out this new. I know you guys on the show can't see it, but look down
That's
here.
pretty
We've
slick,
got this
yeah. I can see
awesome,
my
like,
beautiful self.
yes, it's like
Thanks, man.
confidence
Thanks, man.
monitor.
Beautiful.
We've got all kinds of stuff going on. Our volume masters, all kinds of
Look
like
at
techie gear,
Look at it flowing.
right? And look at that.
Okay.
Now you know what you look like on camera. Bad idea, right?
I just look even prettier.
So-
I knew I
Hey.
looked good, but this is just, I'm up there now.
So here's the thing. We were gonna have a special guest on tonight.
yeah.
Named Harry Huntsucker, and he just scored a UFC contract and will be heading out to California. He's from Mount Vernon originally. He's been living in Richmond forever. He's a really great friend to Commissioner Ed McDaniel. And he's a huge outdoors guy. So what we wanted to do was bring him on the show just tonight as a special guest and hang out. But he recently had surgery on his thumb.
Oh, no, that's not good.
And the stitches happened to pop out today.
Ooh.
Right? So he is back in getting new stitches in, and said he would be able to be on the next show, but he wouldn't be able to make it tonight. So therefore, we are currently, all right, improving a little bit because
our plan has
changed at the last
drastically.
minute. So we, first off, Commissioner Ed McDaniel is here.
Eduardo
McDaniel. Mac Daddy Daniel.
Eduardo Mac Daddy Daniel.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he's here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Richmond Outdoor Committee and what's going on there. And there's some really good stuff coming up. We're going to talk about the fishing derby that's going to come up for Free Fishing Day on June 5th. We've got May 22nd. We've got the Arlington Kids Fishing Derby that we sponsor going on there. We've got the Casting for Kids tournament, which is a great venue, and it's going on May 15th at Yatesville Lake. And then we've got tournaments coming up all over the place.
Left, right,
center, everywhere at every lake. Right now it is hot.
State championship coming up.
Hot. And we'll get to that. So with that being said, I think tonight we talked about line at our last show.
Correct.
So I think we ought to talk about knots.
Talk about catfish hooks?
Yeah, not necessarily catfish hooks, but it's a big hook and we can use it to display, right? But we ought to talk about knots and get everybody's input, because just like line, there's some traditional knots that everybody ties, but there's ones that, you're confident in your favorite knot and everything else, right?
Correct.
And there's probably some tricks to tying them, right? And, some go, well, I don't like this knot because it's not small profile enough, but the next guy says, well, I love that knot because I don't break it off as easy. But the next person breaks their line, and the next person doesn't like that, so
it is what
once
it
again,
is.
Personal preference. But hey, how about you tell us?
Me?
Yes, about your weekend at the regionals on Lake Cumberland.
Well,
because that's why I was wearing this jersey, because you all did a phenomenal job.
We had a fantastic day of pre-fishing. We caught a bunch and ended up starting to cut our hooks off. We just cut our hooks off, and we were getting bite. We'd move, bite. We just quit catching them. And we went back tournament morning. They pushed out drastically.
Yep.
We were catching them. We kept throwing a single swim bait, shallow on points, and they were jumping. Shab was there in practice. They were all in it. You could close your eyes and catch one on a point, basically. It was fun. Tournament morning, we went back, and shad pushed out. Shad was sitting in 30, 40 foot. Water cooled off 2 degrees. I don't know, the bite changed.
Yep.
So we had to go back to the basics, and went and threw old spinner bug and round up about 12 pounds worth and qualified to head to state this week.
Yeah, what place did you get?
20 something. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of how many?
150 or so.
It's great though, right? So you qualify for state.
Yeah. Oh, and then our team, as a whole, we finished second out of, I don't know, I think there's 30 different teams there from 30 different schools or so. Yeah, we finished second in overall weight. I think we had 48 pounds for four teams, 48 pounds.
Yeah, that's how they did. They do the top 4 teams.
Yeah, top 4 teams.
Yep. So you all got second out of how many teams?
30 schools or so, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was
a huge win.
Yeah, they got a beautiful selfie there.
Oh, there you go.
Little team pic.
Awesome.
And then, so we get to leave Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, there's mine and Kyle's fish.
Look at there.
Some beautiful browns, pretty fish.
Yep.
What's this thing? Explain it. What's that?
Oh, that is Lily. She just drew a beautiful drawing on my hand. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's us fishing, and it says, "Get the net." It's a big one, Kent.
I'm netting your fish, apparently.
Yeah,
Is that what I'm doing? Oh, okay.
It's normal for you.
It's abnormal, maybe.
Boat flips on, unless it's over 10.
What's this picture? This is a special picture.
Yeah, so me and Lil, right before we came up here, we went up to Reba and played around, caught a few fish.
Yeah.
Giant, buddy. That's one of them Reba giants. You don't
Giant.
find them very.
Look how big it is.
Oh, that's a 10-pounder now.
Huge.
You don't find them
Y'all
very
are crazy.
often.
Anyway, well, that's awesome, man. So congratulations to
thanks.
you guys. Congratulations to Madison
We had
Central.
2 other teams from our school, John Doss and Sam Arthur, and then Chris Campbell and Nate Blankenship.
Yep,
We're all headed to state.
that's awesome. So 3 teams headed to state.
3 out
When
of
is
6.
state?
It is I believe the official tournament days is the 7th and the 8th.
Yeah.
But we're going to leave Tuesday after school, I believe. Smile, we're getting a pretty picture.
So Tuesday after school.
Yeah, and we're going to roll down to Big Kentucky Lake and
Yeah,
hopefully find some fish.
it's exciting. How many boats are going to be there, you think, for state?
I think
you
they
know?
took like top 20 teams out of every region.
And
I'm
there's-
not quite sure how many. I think
Yep.
maybe around 100 boats or so.
Awesome.
Top 100 boats in the state.
Yep. Hey, I'd learned that the state championship is on your girlfriend's prom weekend.
Yeah, so we had. Oh, I should have got to show the beautiful picture of us from the Central prom.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know.
Her model prom is on the 8th.
Yeah.
And say I weigh in at 4 o'clock. It's a 4-hour drive back.
You're dreaming, honey.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I believe.
Remember,
we're looking.
it's 4 o'clock that time, which would be 5 o'clock
Yeah.
Eastern.
I believe we're getting there about 10 o'clock or so. But she's gonna have a party at her house after, so I'll go to it.
You better change clothes on the way in the truck and take a shower somewhere in the
I
lake.
smell like fish.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you do smell like fish.
I don't know. Kentucky Lake's an oddball. If they're up shallow, I think it's gonna be a fun tournament. I can catch shallow
Yeah.
fish, but if they're out deep already, that's a whole different ballgame.
Well, you can find them. Use your graphs.
You know how
the Kenny
much,
Snowden graphs.
you know how much patience I have for fishing for offshore fish.
I know. None.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're
If
like,
I ain't got a bite in the school, first, second cast,
gotta learn to
then I
fish
hear-
offshore. Hey,
Anyway,
so
Uh-oh. What's walking through the door?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Do we have a special guest?
We
in
did.
town?
Maybe. Are they coming?
Oh, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's the Obermans.
It is the wonderful Overman twins.
Yep. Are you all fishing?
Oh, and they have a special guest,
Oh, it's Heath and Chase.
Mr. Chase.
Man, they all came.
The Overmans,
did
they
you,
qualified for state too.
They did.
there they
Right.
are.
Is that Pat behind them? Who's with them?
Look, they're on right now.
Oh,
Are they-
Ethan's bagging up.
There
He's
they are.
scared.
They're there, the Obermans, right there. New Sonnies to Campbellsville University.
Yay!
Look at that big
Right?
hat on
Fishing
Will's
team.
head.
Yep. All right.
All right, they're like,
Ethan,
get
where
me
you
off here,
going?
We're done.
UK.
Ethan Chase is going to UK.
Big UK.
All right. Is that Pat back there?
No, it's
Who's back there?
I can't see.
Oh, it's Oberman's dad.
It's the masked man.
It is.
He's the one that puts them on other fish.
Yeah, we
Don't
know
let
it's
him
not
fool
them.
you.
We
Don't
know
let-
it's Big Dad doing it. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, that's awesome, man. So state's coming up. So
Yeah.
speaking of a bunch of tournaments, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So let's see. This weekend, going out of Conley Bottom will be the Trooper Van Hook tournament,
Yeah.
supporting Trooper Island, right? So we've got a bunch of boats going out of Conley. There is a BASS college tournament
And high school.
going on.
College is
And
Friday
they've been down
Saturday.
there. Their official practice is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And then Friday and Saturday is the tournament. So there's 200 plus boats
Yeah. And then Sunday
going
is
out
the
of
high school
Halcomb's Landing,
Bassmaster.
out of the dam, right? And then Sunday is the high school BASS tournament, and you're going to have another 200 boats going out of Halcomb's,
I'd say that lake is about petered out.
right? And I think there's a tournament going out of Burnside.
Oh,
I
I'm
heard.
sure there is.
Oh, the Renegade. I think the
Renegade.
Renegade's happening. Anyway, I can't stop it, Randy. I really can't. I can't.
Hey, speaking of Randy, look at that big new shirt, new
I
hoodie
know.
he's got
He
on.
got cold and went over to the shop and just put him a cane pole hoodie on. Then he said he's going to buy it.
Yeah, most people don't have a rental program.
Yeah, apparently. It's a little awkward. Anyway, so like I said, we were going to have.
Oh, you forgot MBT this weekend. Site 1 Green
so
River.
National Bass Trail Series is going on at Green River. That's on Saturday as well.
Which we may be fishing.
Site 1, I have no idea.
I'll be there either way if you want to come see my pretty face. Not sure I'm
Right.
fishing with yet.
So Yeah, it depends if I fish the Van hook or not.
Yeah.
So.
But my big mullet will be down there flowing either way.
You're really making me like. Yeah, it's awkward, right?
You want to touch it? Look, touch
No.
it. Oh,
No.
you got scissors in your hand. We better not.
Oh, yes, I do. Speaking of.
Can't.
Hey, so once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, we were supposed to have a special guest tonight. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it. I was going to have him and Ed McDaniel, Commissioner McDaniel, on from Richmond City. And so instead, Commissioner McDaniel is here. We're going to have him on, joking around, and we'll talk a little bit about his episode.
Look at him nervous.
Going
He's
down.
up there shaking.
He's not nervous. We're going to talk a little bit about him, his trip down the Cumberland. Was it down Cumberland River, right?
Oh, yeah, your float trip.
Yeah, the big float trip. We're going to talk about that.
Uh-oh.
We can't talk about all aspects, but we're going to talk about some.
I don't know if I want to know all of them.
Anyway, but yeah, man. So I thought because Mass Central came in second and all that, I thought I'd sport the big MC jersey to show tonight. So
I look way
why
better
not?
in it than you do.
Okay, well, you say that about everything, so it doesn't matter. I'm not. See, it doesn't bother me anymore. I could care less.
You want to talk about some knots?
So let's talk about some knots, right? So two things. We talked about line last week. We had I don't know, man. We had 150, 170 comments last week on line. Who wants to throw fluorocarbon versus mono versus braid versus copolymer,
Look what Justin Lear
right?
said.
And so Renegade is out of Conley too, right? Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yep. So, judging by the hair, I see Kent versus Ian showdown hasn't happened
They
yet.
expect you to beat me.
That is correct, Justin. You are right. It has not happened yet. But we're going to, listen, it will be a neutral lake. Okay? We're going to find a lake that is neutral, that
Will
we
Green.
don't fish.
We both hate it.
No, we're not going to Will Green Lake.
Linville.
Okay? No, neutral.
Oh, you want to go. Cedar Creek. No, you know Cedar.
No, we can go to Cedar.
No, sir. You'll be out there on that big grass bed. Twitch.
Come on. We'll go to Cedar. That's fine.
No, sir. We will go nowhere near Cedar Creek.
Anyway.
You go to Hartwell with me. We'll go fish the World Championship. You can sit there and watch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
So
So,
that's funny, Justin. That's good. We need to figure that out. Because then you'll lose all your hair if you lose. Which is correct.
I'll do it right now.
No, you will not. No, you won't.
You're right.
Anyway.
He loves himself too much.
Hey, so we talked about line last week.
Correct.
And I think what we figured out is that majority was pretty much no to mono.
Yep.
Right?
Fluorocarbon.
And most everyone was on the fluorocarbon train or the copolymer train, right?
Or the straight braid train.
So, are you okay? Okay. So anyway, this just show is special tonight. I'm going to tell you,
It's special.
it's special. So we got an audience, we got guests, we got
We got it all.
everything going on tonight.
Live,
So
international,
we got our
YouTube and
late
Facebook.
cancellation. It's crazy. Anyway,
Steve Parker says he'll pick the lake.
so yeah, I bet he will. Hey Steve, how are you?
Howdy, Steve. How are
Colleen
you?
wants a hoodie. All right, I love the fact that I can read the comments.
Yeah, this
right
is
now.
great.
This is awesome.
Oh, this is extra.
This is good job. I didn't know I had to pay extra now, but
Confidence money.
you can turn it off now.
Yeah. Cut.
Anyway, but this is awesome. Yeah,
That's cool.
I'll pick the lake. All right. Hey, listen, so we talked about line, so let's now talk about some knots. And we know there's some popular ones, and we're into some ones that, you talked about a loop knot last week. I don't use that,
I did?
right, at all. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what you said. You said when you tie on a crankbait or a certain braid or whatever.
Yeah.
So you
On
did
a
say that.
tight line
Yeah, you did say
and a
that.
swim bait.
Yeah, you said that.
Yep.
So,
Forgot.
yeah, that's okay. I did. So I think that for those types of knots, what I want in the post, right, is that let's talk about just a standard fluorocarbon. Do you tie a different knot if you're gonna go bed fishing, if you're going to go flipping with 16 pound, 18 pound, 20 pound, do you tie a different knot than when you do 10 pound, 12 pound, 14? Right? Do you tie a different knot based on the bait? Do you tie a different knot based on the line? But here's what I do. I don't want to start on crankbaits yet. All right? Let's talk about flipping baits. All right? So let's start there because it's really there's some bites going on. So
I believe me and you are similar with this one. We really need a jig. A jig's a great one.
A jig is great, but it's okay. All right. Well, you don't have to tell people. Just tell them what knot.
Oh, I tie I don't even know what it's called. It's a 3 tag. I think it's the California or something.
No, that's not what it's called. Keep going because I want to hear what you're going to call it.
I don't know.
It is called the double San Diego jam knot.
Close enough.
Okay, that's what it's called.
No, because mine's different than yours.
No, it's not.
Yes, we've learned that tying it in the boat.
Okay, well then tie it.
Okay, let's see yours first.
Double San Diego jam knot.
Okay.
Right? And it's right? That's the knot that I use predominantly on all fluorocarbon.
Me too. So you take it, you run it through your eye one time. Can they see this, Randy?
Yeah, I can see a little bit.
Okay.
Just grab it as you go.
Then you come back through and run it through the back side.
So if you know a Palomar knot, it's the same start as a Palomar knot.
I dislike a Palomar knot.
You know how to tie it. Most people know how to tie it. So that's exactly how you start it.
I didn't give myself enough tag. It's hard to do this with a catfish hook.
Anyway, we'll get this knot tied in the next 6 minutes.
I can't see. I'm blind. I'm old. All right, you take it like this. You got your loop here. Wrap it as many times as you feel. Normally I'll go 6. Oh, maybe if I don't lose it. You take it, you run it back through your little loop you created here. Maybe if you can get a hold of it. Wet her up and cinch it down. You have your beautiful San Diego.
So yours comes all the way up, right? Yeah, mine does not.
Yeah.
Right? So what do you all use for your fluorocarbon? Palomar? Palomar?
It depends. If I'm throwing anything on the bottom, I throw a Palomar, and if I'm throwing anything like a crankbait or something, I throw a San Diego jam.
Yeah. All right. Would you?
Okay.
I don't want to have your spit all over me when I'm trying to, tie a knot. You don't have to wet it right now. We're not fishing with it. It's really okay. Hey, so here's the thing. So if let's talk about the San Diego jam knot. You tied yours going sideways, right? And the way you did it, and I don't necessarily do that. So I'm curious on how you tie yours. But here's the thing: if you have what's interesting about him using a crankbait to tie the jam knot is that the crankbait's got weight to it, and so it's easier to tie as long as you got weight to it. But if you've got something like, this, and you're trying to tie your knot, then the problem is you start having to hold the bait in your hand as you do it, right? And so it gets difficult, right? So a lot of times, here's my advice, right? If you ever have this, right?
There you go.
And you want to try this, the trick is, right?
Use the weight.
Is I hold it here, and usually if you have your weight, like this. So if you want, you can hold it in your hand like this, and I do it like this, right? I hold this in my hand, so it's not.
That's where we're different. You have a whole nother loop up there.
Well, that's the loop you put it through, dude, on the San Diego jam knot, right?
I don't double
Right.
knot. I just single loop knot.
Yeah. So watch. It's called a double San Diego jam knot, not a San Diego jam knot, right?
Yeah.
So if you take it like this, here's what you can do. Grab your pliers or your scissors and hang it off the hook, okay?
I'm gonna laugh when you swing that.
What you do is you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
right? And then the loop that you created at the top, right? You pull that through there
See, that's where
and
we're
then
different.
pull it, right? Now it's a double knot.
Yeah.
And it cinches all the way down. But here's what's beautiful about this knot, right? Look. It's not cinched.
Okay.
You get what I mean? So look,
You can. That's
the pressure's not on. It just
itself.
keeps getting tighter the harder you pull it. So this will slide right back up your line, just like that. Or I can pull it all down. So I don't cinch it all the way. I cinch it just a little bit, all right? just enough. And then this is what they call the 3-tag knot, because if you take your
Yeah.
scissors off and you cut the loop,
Yeah.
right, you really have 3 tags.
See, mine's the same way,
Right.
but we differ in the way we make our loop.
Because it's a double. Right?
But mine's doubled up too. Hold on.
But, so,
That's how.
point being is, that's the double San Diego jam knot, right? Now,
Keep that hook.
learn, right? Learn how to do it without having to put the scissors on, right? Where you can hold it in your hand and kind of flip it around and twist it. But it is a lot easier if you're using a crankbait, a swim bait, something that has some weight to it, jig, for example, because then it's easier to flip it around. Now, you waste a little line that way because you have to have it long enough.
Yeah.
And it's probably a little better doing it this way. But, yes, questions?
So we're both here at the same time.
That knot has many different names. I know it as the improved Jimmy Houston knot.
Okay, so we're both here. Correct? We're both, yeah.
I mean, that's not very
And
long
then-
tag, but yes.
I know, same. I'm here though, and I have no loop up top. I stay underneath of it.
Yeah, so you know what you're doing? That's not a double San Diego jam knot.
And then I'm here.
Okay, so that is a double fisherman's knot. That is like a fisherman's knot.
No, because the other
Nope. Listen.
Okay, so I'm here with it.
Yeah.
See, but the knot,
Look, here's what I'm gonna tell you. All right? People are gonna get on there and be like, you're all crazy.
yeah, we're probably all wrong here.
No.
Cut me off here.
All right?
See,
So
but
look-
I have 3 tags with
look,
mine too.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you have this hook like this,
Correct.
okay, and I do a fisherman's knot, all right, just like this,
Yeah.
all right, and a fisherman's knot, you hold it, you do it 7 times, right,
Yeah.
and then you put it back through the bottom
Yeah.
and back through the loop you just made.
Yeah.
That's a fisherman's knot.
Correct.
It's the same thing you just did, you just doubled it,
Okay.
right? You're just doing a double. So you're putting it back through here like this,
Yeah.
right? And what you're doing is you're wrapping it around like this, and you're basically twisting it 7 times,
Yeah.
putting it through this loop and back up through there. And that gives you your fisherman's knot. That's all you're
Okay,
doing,
so
right?
it's a double fisherman. then.
Basically,
Gotcha.
is what I'm saying. This one,
Yeah.
for the Jimmy Houston or what Bob was
the
saying,
double San Diego.
the double San Diego is you hold it up here, and then you wrap it around and then put it back through the loop at the top, right? That's the
Gotcha.
right? Because then the cinch isn't on there. Hey, speaking of cinching, so let's say this. They use a Palomar knot. So a Palomar knot is a great knot to use, right? It's probably the most common knot to use.
Yeah.
It's probably the most common knot to use on braid for sure. But here's where people go wrong with the Palomar knot, okay? Wow, man, I'm really zoomed up right now, I don't know, right, on this hook. It's good. Okay, so, all right, so you put it through like this, right? Palomar knot, super simple, easy to, but here's where most people go wrong. So when I'm teaching somebody that's never done a knot, right, like this, it's just basically an overhand knot, right? You've got both through like this. You're gonna do an overhand knot, just like that.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna take the bait with this loop and you're gonna put it back through the loop. Now here's where most people go wrong. They'll start pulling on both lines and they're not even, right? And so what happens is that you end up cinching one side of the knot
And not the other.
harder than the other, and you just compromised your line, right? You're not, actually. So what I say to do is you take your finger before you pull it and pull it all against your finger like this. See? So pull the knot against your finger, and then you can slowly cinch it down all at the same time. And then you got your Palomar knot, right? Which actually is a double Palomar knot because I put it in twice. So that's how I tie my drop shot hooks. Right? I use a Palomar
Is that how
knot.
y'all tie yours?
Yeah. So you put your finger there to do it, because that way it cinches even. Because if you ever like pull a Palomar knot down, and you're like, oh crap, and you pull the other side, and then one part of the line's like all, right? That's what happens. All right. What knot you use, Ed?
I just do the shoe loop.
You know what Ed uses? Ed probably's over there tying a bow. Right?
How'd you know, man?
I know. Hey, do we have a segment? Oh, Look
I
at
wanna
there,
learn
Kenny
this.
Harden.
So you're
I
here.
hope that's a cheap spool line you all are wasting. Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
it's some Excel.
I bought this. It's not Excel. It's actually Strin. I bought this, dude. I have no idea. Like it's probably been. It was before I owned the store. I bought 2 spools of this, and so that's it.
So
But-
you're here. Show me this real quick. So you're here,
yes.
and then where are you coming from here?
Just tie it. Just tie like you're tying a knot. Just
Not
tie
for
a
the
knot.
Palomar, for the double San Diego Jam, or whatever.
Some did that get with the
yeah,
jam.
close enough.
Okay. All right.
So
No, no.
No.
Put all this in this.
All this in one hand.
Yes. Now this has to wrap around the bottom.
Okay, so you're making a loop here, like that.
Yep. And you go around
Okay.
5 times and then go in the loop you just made with your fingers up there.
Gotcha.
That's why it's complicated when you hold the bait. See? It'd be a lot easier if you hung this up.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens right there if you don't have weight on it and you don't hold the bait while you do it. That's what happens.
Gotcha. Glad we're learning as a team.
But it's a great knot, right? Now another guy's tried the tri-lane knot, and I used to know how to tie it, but I haven't tied it in a while. You know how to tie
you
a
don't know how to
tri-lane
tie
knot?
tri-lane?
The tri-lane guys up at Sportsman's Warehouse one day had a challenge and said it, and that San Diego jam knot beat the tri-lane knot at that. But once again, I will say this: it depends on the line. We've all gotten bad spools of line, right? You might get a bad spool. You might have you might have cinched it wrong. Like it happens. You're in a hurry. You just never know, So we're gonna be all night. You trying to tie that knot. So anyway,
I figured.
all right, Palomar knot. Kenny Harden says the only. Kenny Baker. Hey, Kenny Baker, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well. So Bob says that was the improved Jimmy Houston knot. I didn't never heard that
I've
called
never
that
heard
before,
that
but I'm
either.
sure there's a bunch of nicknames for all kinds of knots, like the 3-tag knot. That's why
So
it's
Kenny
called
says that's the only knot I use. What's he talking about? You fish
the
with him.
double San Diego jam knot.
That's what he does.
Yep. So, but interesting enough, we're talking Overmans. They said that they use the double San Diego jam knot for
Moving
jigs,
baits?
moving baits, right?
Yeah, I just use
The Singo.
San Diego jam for moving baits. 'Cause
Yep.
I don't want to have to wrap the line around the treble hooks and get it all tangled.
Well, that's a good point, right? So if you're throwing a big swim bait, right, or you're
Smiling
throwing
on camera.
big, jerk bait or whatever, and you're trying to fit that treble hook through there, and the line catches on the treble hook, and you get annoyed, right? Then,
Then you get frustrated.
But Palomar, you got to take it around there too.
Yeah, that's why I just do it with like a fixer
Yeah.
rig or a jig or
Right.
anything with braid too.
Well, a Palomar knot's a great name braid. You can actually I do the jam knot with the braid on my A-rig. Yeah.
What knot do you tie for your fluorocarbon and braid leader?
Oh,
Ooh.
great question.
Would
So,
you like me to go or you to go?
well, so there's 2. There's the blood knot, which is pretty popular, right? But I think, maybe just because I haven't practiced it enough, but being on the water and me trying to tie a blood knot on the water,
This
like,
one is so quick. Though.
it gets annoying for me, right?
the
Quick. So I've got, actually I did a video with Power Pro. Out there you can go look up Power Pro Uni Knot, and there's actually, I'm sitting in a boat at Cedar Creek with Power Pro team, and I record a video on how to tie braid to fluorocarbon with, but I use a Uni Knot, Uni to Uni Knot. Yeah,
Uni
just
to
a
uni.
Uni to Uni Knot. I wrap 5 times on one side, 5 times on the other, and I can do it fast and be done, and, all right.
Because they're quick with it. If I can grab the line.
What are you doing?
The blue's a double uni. You tag it, your uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco,
Why you got to
seis.
hold everything in your mouth?
I just like having it in my mouth. It's just quicker and easier. I can get a hold of my line.
Oh, see, that's a blood knot.
Oh, is it? Your hair, and then you take your braid and you're on the other side and your hair.
Well, maybe not. You just do it a lot different way. That's the thing. Everybody ties their knots different. They're gonna hold it. They're just do it what they learn and comfy, right?
And then it cinches together.
Yeah.
And there's your uni. Your leader knot. It's not gonna break.
So here's an interesting point. Well, if you put a braid on a spinning rod, which is most of us are using a fluorocarbon leader on a spinning rod, right? Then, and you put your back line on, which is your cheap backing, so your braid doesn't slip. You got to tie a uni knot there too, all right? but I hardly ever get down to that point. So I only do like 2 wraps.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Right?
Keeps
And I
it
do
smaller.
it just enough to have it and keeps it really small. Right? And then I do 5 wraps on my leader. Right? And so I use 15-pound braid to 10-pound of Brazex. That's what I use. I know a lot of guys fish 8-pound and 7-pound, maybe more in the winter, but I think as many rocks as I fish at Harrington and Laurel and Cumberland and everything else that
Yeah, you need it.
I use 10-pound leader. Right?
I use 12.
So, yeah, I think for me, Ton, what do you all use? Uni? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the knot that takes forever.
Yeah. Yeah, see? And so that's the,
It's just what you get used to tying.
yeah, it is.
In one day of
All
hard
right.
spinning rod fishing, say drop shot on Harrington, how many leader knots do we tie?
I don't know, I tie a lot.
A lot.
But see, you held everything, I just do it this way, right? So I hold it just like this, that they're parallel. I flip this over, and then I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm done, right? And then,
See, you tie your braid first. I have a problem with my knot sticking out and catching when I tie braid first.
wow,
I don't know. It's just fine when I tie,
really?
yeah. I tie my fluoro first, it cinches better.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing on both sides.
That's what I'm saying, but it cinches better from what I see. It'll get caught in my eyes more. I don't understand why, but
I don't know, man. That's it right there.
cinch her down.
That's all I do. All right. And so you can do it that way. But that's how I tie it. That's the 3 most common knots that I use. All right. I don't know. Is anybody else? How do you tie that Alberto knot? Why don't you come up here, Ethan? Right. We're gonna put you on the spot. How about
See,
that?
why is yours so much smaller than mine?
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't think you're tying
No,
the
it's a
same
different
knot as me.
Yeah, it's a different knot.
Because look, that was 5 times on each side, and look how small.
Well, I might have done 6 or
Right.
7, but still. Mine's just a bulkier
You know
knot.
what I mean? All right, buddy.
Let's see it.
Come on, man.
Let me step
Put
over
you on the
the way.
spot. Right here. Don't step out of the way. You might need your mic.
He's on the spot. Can he tie one?
I know. I want to see it.
Oh, look at the fancy zoom Randy's got.
I know. I like it.
It's a lot of wraps.
Oh, it's good though. You're supposed to do like 10, I think.
I do normally do about 7,
Okay.
6 or 7.
Check break. All I see is this right here. Ed's over there tying his shoelace knot over and over again.
Can you just pay people to go tie your knots in the book?
Randy, you can't pay people for everything.
Yes, you can.
Man, have you ever truly tried to read a knot book and try to learn them? I feel like it's
Boy
so
Scouts a long time ago.
complicated to watch.
What was that, about
This,
70 years
right?
ago, Randy?
Nice. Look at that. Look at that.
Messed it up a little.
Good enough.
Good enough.
There you go. Now they say the Alberto knot, right?
See, but I've always heard you have to keep pressure on it to tie it.
You do well. I mean, here's the thing about that knot, right? They say it's like a little bit longer and skinnier, right? But I still think, man, the uni knot I just
Yeah.
tied is just as small.
Look at
Right?
it. Where'd your knot go?
Thanks, Ethan. So,
Where'd your knot go?
right? So he cut it.
That one was mine. This one. Maybe? No? Yeah, right here. Right here.
Yeah. So, do we have any comments?
Oh no, let's check.
Look, yours is smaller still.
It's tiny, man. I'm telling you.
Steve
Yeah.
Parker said Paul was glad that we changed the background. It looks more springy.
He
Oh,
learned.
what is our background now?
He learned. Oh, Patrick said he learned from the master. Yeah, you did, Pat. I know.
Who? From Wheeler
That's
Clay?
right.
From Wheeler Clay.
We call it the Eugene knot.
The Eugene knot.
Kenny Harden says the only knot he uses too. Well, he said that before. I thought it was Kenny Baker. I'm trying to read. Awesome. Well, hey, let's see. We are already at. I want to get. We just talked a little bit about knots. We didn't do a full show. We could do a full show on knots, and we
Hours.
probably should.
Hours on the lake.
But
You
in
wanna
the
see?
meantime, we got special guest.
We've already done 41 minutes.
Yeah, we got Ed McDaniel here, Commissioner Ed McDaniel, to come up, and I want to talk a little about his float trip. You know, for those that want to go on the Cumberland River and go do that, talk a little bit about that. And so, can we take a 15-second break, Randy?
And
Right?
3,
And we'll get him up on the set.
2,
Talk a little bit.
35-second break.
1.
35 seconds. We'll be back in just a minute, starting.
Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
Are back, and I'm here with the man, the legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the legend. All right. Hey, thanks for being on the show, man.
No, thanks for
I wish we
inviting
could have
me.
gotten Harry on here, and that'd been fun. And
Harry's a good guy.
You know,
He's
this is
good
kind of
guy.
a special event because we got a show next week, but we'll transfer it there. So we just done some impromptu, but I'm glad you stopped by and hanging out with us. First thing, man, I want to say, you know, back, I think it's been January, November of last year, we started talking about the Richmond Outdoor Committee.
Yeah, it's been
Brought that up
yeah.
idea, man, and then January we had our first meeting, in February, and now we're into April, and we've had 4 meetings. And listen, man, there's so much stuff going on through that committee right now.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Between Parks and Rec and the kayak launch ramps and the kayak races that are coming up, the kids fishing derby coming up, the geocaching, the Main Street
yeah.
cleanup,
yeah.
the disc golf. There's
Geocaching.
Geocaching.
Caching.
You're not going to catch geos.
Well, that's what I thought they were saying at first was catching.
You're not going to catch geos.
You play it your way and I'll play it my
Okay,
way.
it's fine. I can't wait to talk about geocaching. I mean, we'll get there. But the lockers going on, all this stuff
Yeah.
that's happening, man, it's so awesome,
Well,
right?
it's really good too that Richmond is finally starting to get geared toward the outdoors.
Yeah.
And that's awesome because I think for years they didn't realize how many actual sportsmen and outdoorsmen that they had.
Yeah.
But with all this stuff now that's available to everybody, they're starting to see how many people are actually out in the outdoors. Just a couple weeks ago, they did a disc golf training thing at Camp Catappa.
Yep.
And
Led by JP.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Terry and I just stopped by there, and honest to God, I thought, well, let's just stop there. There'll be 3 or 4 people there.
Yeah.
There were 50 people there.
That's great.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. But you're right. I'm so happy that you actually put the idea in my head about this.
No, wow, man, look, man.
Because it's been a blessing.
It's been really good, right? And I'll tell on myself, the meetings have always been at 10 for some reason, I thought. And I show up at 10 o'clock today. I changed clothes. I was in the shorts and a T-shirt. I was like, I got to go change. I got to go to this meeting. So I roll in at 10 o'clock, and they're all making fun of me because I'm in the parking lot thinking it starts in like 5 minutes. So I made a quick phone call.
It's pretty obvious.
And I roll in, and they're like, the meeting started at 9. I was like, okay, sorry. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about a few things.
Yeah.
One, while we're talking about Richmond Outdoor Committee, I just want, because this is the fishing show, I want to talk about a couple things. One, we've got some really cool things coming up. One, I am working with Clark Moore's is doing a father-son like fishing thing coming up, right? With the Fish and Wildlife and everything. It's just their school, and I can't wait to help them. It's going to be on May 11th out at the shelter, and we're going to be out there. You should come out.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right? We're going to be out there, and we're going to do some boat safety. I'm taking the boat out. We're going to You know, we're doing all these cane pole things. It's like real legitimate cane poles. We got prizes and stuff. It's going to be really
hooks.
It's going to be great,
Yeah.
right? How to remove hooks. That's going on, and then we've got the fishing derby going on at Arlington Country Club, right? That we do every year.
Yeah.
That's in the morning from like 8 to 10. And so before the golfers get out, we get everybody to go down to the lake and fish a lake that's got loaded of bluegill, and that's always a great time. So we'll be out there doing that. And then May 15th, we'll be at the Casting for Kids tournament in Paintsville, right, where we've donated 50 rods to kids. So that's a third one.
Schedule.
Okay. And then on top of that, we've got June 5th, right, which is free fishing weekend.
Free fishing weekend.
Right,
Yeah.
and so we've got the fishing derby going on. Registrations from like 8 to 10.
Yeah,
right?
Isn't The Rock doing something?
Yep, The Rock is handling all the fishing derby, and we're going to have the boat out there. We're going to do a casting competition. We're going to do some talk about electronics and things. Anybody wants to go through a boat and understand, the bass fishing and all that type of thing. So we're going to do all kinds of things around there. So we're really excited about the options coming up, man. Just the community involvement and The Rock and everything else going on. It's really exciting.
You said it. It's the community involvement. When you come up with this ideal back in the fall, I was really amazed at how many people jumped on to it so quick. I mean, it was just bam, there they are, and they just keep calling and texting and stuff, wanting to be involved. And man, that's exactly what you and I were wanting when we first started talking about this.
100%.
Yeah,
it's exactly what we wanted, and we're really we're excited about it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so listen, the other day you sent me a picture, and you said, "Hey man, check this picture out." Show that picture, Randy.
Well, let's set it up first.
Yeah. Okay. So here they are,
Now,
having a great time.
There's a big mistake in that picture right there, right?
Yeah.
You don't ever put the fat man in the front of the canoe. Okay. But no, we didn't expect to hit bad water either.
Yeah. So the truth is, you explain it. You tell a story. You're out Cumberland River.
We go down
catching some fish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We caught some really nice Kentucky bass, and they were just full of eggs. But we go down the Upper Cumberland 7-8 times a year. It's a good overnight trip, and we'd been all day, and I never get in the front of the boat. All right, I'm always the heavier one. I always ride in the back. But for whatever reason that day, I was like, you know what, Jared, I'm gonna ride in the front. Okay, and he's like, okay. So we're getting close to where we camp, and you're hearing this freight train. And I turn around to Jared and I say, Jared, do you hear that? He says, yeah. I hope that's not water. It was water. So we went around the bend, and bam, it's going crazy. And so we wasn't expecting that. And so we thought it was going to be a little calmer water. So we actually put the trolling motor on the canoe just so we don't have to paddle so much. We'd fish a little more. And I told Jared we was on the wrong side of the river. We probably want to get over to the left. And so he thrust the trolling motor. When he did, it busted out of the mount. So he reached to get the trolling motor before it fell in the water. And by this time we were going sideways. And we
tossed you both out.
Yeah, tossed us both out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like 45-degree water, and it'll wake you up real quick.
I bet it did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, and then, so while you're falling out,
Yep.
okay,
Yep. That while I was falling out, I had a pole in a rod holder at the canoe, and when it came over, the rooster tail hooked the side of my face, and when the water grabbed the pole, it set the hook in my jaw. And I really didn't know it. I looked, because when we were dumped, I jumped up, turned around, see if Jared was okay. Jared's right behind me. We were getting to the bank because we were in, hypothermia. And I get to the bank, I'm like, I really hate to say this, but we got to strip off, and get a fire going. And he said, dude, you got a lure hanging off of you. So I start looking. I'm like, where's it at? He says, it's the side of your head. And I'm feeling, I'm like, oh, no. And it was bad. It was in there good. It was in there good. Ended up just poking it back through because I didn't know about a line method.
Yeah.
So, and cutting the barb off.
Right. So let me see that hook right there. So here's a prime example. All right. And this is what we were talking about this morning in the committee meeting. I've done it. You can ask Brian Whitaker, right? I did it to him on the lake. He had put his jerk bait in his hand. So what happens is if you put this in your hand, okay, like this.
Here, I'll set it for you.
Right? Yeah, no, it's okay. When you put it in your face. So if this hook went in your hand like this, right, and it's in, okay, the thing is that if it's not all the way through, right, you could cut it and pull it, but then it's going to be stuck in your hand.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's got to go back out this way. The problem is the barb, right? It's going to rip it. Right? So if it's sideways, if it's like this, what's going to happen is that you cut it off, and then you can push. You push down. Obviously, it's in my hand, so I'm pushing on the barb right now. But if this is in here, you're basically going to push. It's yours. You're going to take your hand and push really hard down on the barb. All right? I take braid and put it around this side of the hook.
The U side.
Right? And you're pushing down right here as hard as you can on that barb. All right?
Okay.
Because it's not going to cut you because it's on this side.
Right.
You're pushing down on the top of it. All right? So you put pressure on it, and then when you say you're ready, I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to jerk from this side, and I'm going to jerk it out with braid. Like 50-pound braid, not 10-pound, 50-pound heavy braid, and I'm just going to go like this. Wham! And it's out just like that.
I'd almost took myself just to see if it works.
It works. I promise. You can have Brian. I swear I did it right. In the first cast of the day, he reaches down to go get his thing, and he reaches down and shoves a hook right in his hand. And he has to lay on the side of the boat like this. Right? And the key is to get your hand in the right position so the guy can pull it, right?
Right.
So it'd been hard thinking about your face,
Yeah.
right, that I'm pulling. But it's actually, I'd have probably, because it went down,
Yeah.
I'd have to pull it up. So you'd probably be sitting down, and you're going to be pushing like this. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, boom, and it's gone.
Well, it went all the way through the cheek. The hook was raking against my back tooth.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it was all the way through.
Yeah. So if the barb is through, you pull it on through, right?
Yeah, no, that's what we did.
Yeah.
We just popped it on back through.
But a lot of times
Yeah.
it stops somewhere in here, and then that's where you got to pull it out.
Okay.
Right? So you can look it up online. It's a braid trick.
Next
but
time I'll definitely try that.
Yeah. Oh, well, it depends. I mean, you said it was all the way through. So.
Yeah, no, it was.
But-
It had.
Yeah.
Well, it went in right just below
Right.
my ear.
Just for the our guests that couldn't come tonight, well, we'll save it. I was going to talk a little bit about the guests. I'm sure Brian didn't use any bad language during that incident. Yes, that's right. And Kenny says, and that, in fact, works, right? For a fact works. So he's obviously had it happen, right? But it happens.
Hey, I'll take his word for it.
Yeah. And listen, there was 2 pros this week, man, that have it happen. It's not, you're not immune to it.
No, when you told me about it, I looked it up on YouTube. And there's several videos where people have actually, I mean, literally they're GoProing themselves and they hook them, and I've just watched them do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that would have saved me a lot of pain right there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But I don't know, jerking out your cheek, I mean, it's some soft skin, right? Versus, having your arm or your hand. Most of the time it's in your hand somewhere.
Originally, I gave Ryan a pocket knife, and I said, go ahead and cut it out.
Right.
Well, he couldn't cut my skin, which I told him you needed a chainsaw to be able to cut my skin. No, but that we ended up poking it through, and it was fine
Right.
once we got the barb off.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
good trip. Can't wait for the next
So
one.
where do you go? Where do you put in? If somebody wanted to
Oh,
go
yeah,
down
no,
there, where do you put
actually,
in? Where do you go?
There's a you can put in at Redbird in Williamsburg.
Okay.
And it's actually it's a parking lot, and it's got surveillance cameras, and it's a really I've never had a problem down there. And you put in, it's 19.3 miles to the falls, and there's several campsites on the way down through there. You'll hit three shows. There's probably 4 or 5 feeder creeks that run into the river there. Really, I mean, catfish is insane there because you can actually catch them on rooster tail. You throw them and they'll hit like a bass for some reason. You camp right about the Thunderstruck shows, and you can camp above it, but we always camp below it. So when you wake up in the morning, you don't have to be in a rush because you've only got about 3 or 4 more miles to go until you hit the falls. And when you start seeing the bridge, you need to be off to the right because there's a little gap in this little rock bar that you need to hit in order to be able to go over that. It's about a 2.5, 3 foot drop. But if you don't hit it right, you're going to have a bad day. But you take out right at the falls. Right as soon as you pass the bridge, there's a little sign for takeout.
So you talk about like the water was up a little bit running more than you thought it was. Is there a way to check that before you go?
You can actually, it's called the River app.
Okay.
And you can get the River app, and it's got every river in the state of Kentucky. And it'll tell you, like for the, like right here, the Cumberland, Redbird to Cumberland Falls. It's at 1240 CFS, cubic feet per second.
Yep.
And that's medium water for that. Usually
So could you go do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because actually, we didn't check it when we went down, but it had went from 14 CFS to 2250 CFS.
Oh, so you were in
that one day.
2250.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what it was, it's just a runoff from the hills around the river.
Right.
It's just a runoff, increased it over that period of time. But ideal 750 to 950 on that river, and you're just catching fish like crazy.
So do you recommend, I just want to so people can see it, do you recommend when you go down there, like could it be dangerous, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Right?
absolutely.
I mean, you should know.
Yeah, you should absolutely check the CFS, the flow of the water. Snow flow, you can get on snow flow too and check the CFS. But yeah, because total for that 19-mile stretch. Now you can do a 64-mile stretch, and that's going all the way back from Pineville to Cumberland Falls.
Right.
But if you do the Redbird, and you can also put in at Thunderstruck shows and just do the 4 or 5 miles. But yeah, because it can go from class 1 to class 3 really quick. Now below the falls, they have some class 4 river stretches in there, and that below the falls, I think you've got 10.2 miles from the falls to London Boat Dock.
Gotcha.
I think that's the mappage on it.
Okay.
But it's really good river and really good fishing.
No chance of going down the falls accidentally?
Well, it's just according to what you're drinking, and But yeah, there's been a couple people that just got complacent and was on the left side when they went through the bridge, and to me, I look at it and I'm thinking, there's no way. You can't do it. You've got plenty of time to get over there. And the really fast, the swift water doesn't start until about 100 yards before the falls. And you're putting out 300 to 500 yards up above the falls. So, but people have said, there's actually a video of a kayaker going over the falls. Right. But he did it on purpose.
Right.
You're not allowed.
Huh?
You're not allowed.
No, you're not allowed.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Correct. So don't do that.
Right. So yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Point being, but it is a great trip.
It is.
Right?
No, if anybody ever wanted to go down, it's really a really nice trip.
So you leave it. Let's say you put in at 7 o'clock in the morning. What time when you go out to camp? What time are you getting out of the water to camp?
Usually we're on the river by 8:30, and we're at our campsite by 3.
That's good. So it gives you a whole evening, afternoon. Campsite. You're not going all day.
Right, and the Upper Cumberland's such good catfishing that we always want to hurry up and get our camp set,
so you can go out and
get dinner
fish.
made, and then go catfishing that night.
Yeah,
that's what we love to do.
That's awesome.
So we spend most of the night doing catfishing, and we just sleep in hammocks.
I grew up in Lexington. I didn't grow up fishing the river very much, so I I didn't fish it much. That's just
Yeah.
all there is to it, right?
Oh yeah.
And so
no, that's absolutely.
I haven't done it very much, and I should.
Well,
need to get
I
on
grew
there.
up on the Rockcastle River,
Right.
and that's the only river I fished my whole life, and it's just full of red eye and
Right.
and everything else. And I was introduced to the Cumberland River about 3 years ago, and haven't been back to the Rockcastle since. It's just I love that river. It's
Yep.
a fun river to fish, but for me, it's all about fishing. And,
Right.
and not the rapids or anything like that.
Yeah,
So-
no, I agree with you. All right, I'll have to get me a canoe. You going to canoe? You two going to canoe, right?
Man, you want to go? I've got a couple canoes and a couple kayaks.
Yeah, we can go.
Yeah.
We should go.
Oh yeah.
We'll take Randy.
Yeah.
Get him. He's like, no.
We'll put you in the
He
front
won't
of the
fish.
canoe.
I'm trying to get him to go. He's not going to go.
Time.
He says he never has time. He works too much.
Do something like this.
Anyway,
Hey, Randy, he's busy.
that's
He's
right.
a busy man.
So, hey, it is 8 o'clock,
Yes, sir.
and Ian's nowhere to be found, so we're going to secretly sign off the show.
That way,
Right?
right.
And he's going to be like,
the
you
mullet
didn't let me
anymore."
see him anymore. But guys, comment about the line. We're going to start our giveaway series probably in about 2 weeks, and we're going to have a series of giveaways going on. And then we are going to start our business series. Right? So you should be a part of that.
I'm
Okay,
there.
so during the week, I'm going to start scheduling about the next 6 weeks. Hopefully, weather, all that. But we're going to schedule out. I got a couple GoPros, and we're going to go out on the lake, right? And I'm going to take some business guys out. So then we're going to come
Absolutely.
back and be on the show.
I don't know
So
about a business guy, but I'm there.
well, you're you're a city business guy, right?
Well, you
You
got
got
to
to deal
pretend
with
to be.
city politics, so. But anyway, I thought, no, you just stay there. I thought we were going to get lucky and close out the show, and it didn't happen.
Hey, guys.
So, Ian, good luck this weekend at the NBT. I might be fishing with you. I don't know.
I know you're hoping you are. You love
Trooper
me so much.
Purdy and I are supposed to be fishing the Van Hook tournament on Cumberland. If you are on Cumberland this weekend, I ask you to be safe and be careful. There's going
Yeah,
to be
a whole lot of boats.
boats everywhere.
Let us know how you do in the tournament, because the city really wants to recognize all the sports and stuff.
Yeah,
Go catch a fish or two, hopefully.
yeah, you got
Yeah.
to, right?
Got
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
So-
guys, we forgot one thing.
What?
I know this doesn't have a lot to do with fishing, but I mean,
What did we forget?
well, I mean, it's
Oh,
derby. It's derby.
Oh,
it
yeah.
is Derby.
So who do you like?
Um,
I like soup and a sandwich, boys, just because of the name.
Do you?
Yeah.
Man, they got some great names
no,
this year.
I've
man.
got all the marbles.
Man, I got to go with known agenda.
Known agenda, of course.
That's how the city
Right.
operates off of, is an agenda, right?
Right, an agenda.
I do. I have been looking at them a little bit.
I
Right?
got all the marbles on highly motivated.
Really
Yep, that's where I'm going.
highly motivated.
I'm highly
Or bonnet.
motivated.
That's kind of cool.
I kind of like.
really-
I do kind of like Rock Your World.
I
There you go.
I'm just gonna tell you.
really wish there was one called Super Excited.
There should be.
Super excited.
Hey, so I owned 3 horses, right, before when we were racing, right, in
Yeah.
the syndicate with Fasig Tipton back in the day, and Aaron and I had one, and we were part of a syndicate, and it was called, so we named our horse, and it was said, "I'm already sexy." That was the name of the horse, and it won a Grade 3 stakes race. Okay, and yes, and we profited out of that, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
If you get in the horse business and think you're going to profit, you better get ready. Okay, you might strike it rich one day, but I'm going to tell you, it's a tough racing business. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we had a late guest cancellation due to some stitches coming out of his thumb, and so we had to go get that taken care of. And so we kind of improv'd and did some knots and had.
What, this show? Improv? No.
No, never.
We improv every show. What am I lying, man? There's no agenda. But we do pretty good.
We do.
Okay? So this week we were actually on the set at exactly 7 o'clock. So, but thanks to
last week I got on the set at like 7:15.
thanks to Commissioner Ed McDaniel for coming on board. We always love you when you come by. You can come by anytime.
I appreciate
Stop
that.
in for a few minutes. Say
We all
hi,
need to go fishing one day.
right? And
Need to get the mayor on here.
so we do need to get the mayor
Yeah.
on here. He loves coming. He came in the store. He likes the store, and so that'd be
He's
great.
a big fisherman.
He is a big fisherman.
According to the Obermans,
Right?
I'm going to be the mayor of
So-
Richmond one day.
But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next Wednesday for our regular show.
Now we're back on.
All right, and we're back on our regular show, regularly scheduled
I'll
program.
be at Kentucky Lake, so
So yes, I will have to be
improvise it
searching.
again.
Ooh, maybe I get the great Kenny Harden up here next
There you go.
Wednesday to be our co-host.
No, we need to have on the show.
So, what?
Stick jacket.
Oh, Ronnie?
Yeah.
We can get Ronnie down here. Ronnie will come down here one day and be on the show.
Needs to.
I'm sure he's watching.
He's
I haven't
always
seen him
watching.
in a while. He used to comment a lot. He's been not commenting.
He must be not super
He's busy,
excited.
man. They coming out with all new stuff. He said that it's been crazy up there. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in.
Don't forget,
Have
let
a
your mullets flow.
Have a safe weekend,
You need a T-shirt that
right?
says
And a
that.
safe week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Don't leave me
Take
hanging.
care. Oh my God.
Thanks for watching the Cane Pole Fishing Show. Visit the Cane Pole in Southern Hills Plaza or on Facebook. Thanks for watching and happy fishing. The Cane Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon Irish Pub. Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cane Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cane Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cane Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.